So in this video we're going to be talking about different weapons where you can use different parts of your body you can strike with. Now normally I give you a bonus right at the end of the video, but I'm going to give you a bonus at the start. So we're going to work from a head downwards, and the first thing, which is the bonus, is your forehead. You can't really use your forehead to strike, but you can definitely use it as a weapon. So like I said, you're not allowed to headbutt in MMA. Now, I won't go too much into it because I do want to make a video on this, but one of the perfect examples, if you've got someone in a tight clinch, you can use your head to push against and push pressure against their face, against eyes and nose. Definitely not a comfortable thing for your opponents. Like I said, you can't actually physically headbutt, but you can press against. Now the other thing as well is, if you're diving in for a punch and you're diving your head in and they accidentally clash heads with you, and it's an accidental clash of heads, then again, it's not your fault, it was an accident. You might get a warning by the ref to be careful with your head. I'm not saying headbutt, but I'm just saying you can sometimes use your head to dive in for takedowns, and when you're jumping in for punches and that, and if you accidentally clash your heads, you accidentally clash your heads. So, it's not really a strike, but there's a little bonus. Right, so work it down. Shoulders. You can use your shoulder as a strike. Again, if you're in the tight clinch, you can jump up and you can jump in using your shoulder as a strike. This works really well as well on the ground. If you're on the ground, say if you're in side control, you can use your hook shoulder to smash into your opponent and make it really uncomfortable for them. Again, even if you're in the guard and you act like this, you can use your shoulders to drop down on, especially if you're trying to keep in tight. So right, shoulders, working our way down. Elbow, this is pretty an obvious one. Obviously you've got the point of the elbow you can smash with. You've got the side of the elbow there you can smash with. You've got the back of the elbow you can hit with. You've also, what people tend to forget, the inside of the elbow there you can strike with. Boom, coming in there, bang. Again, on the ground, you've got the points, you've got that bit, and you've got the side. So, working our way down again. Forearms. You definitely can use your forearms as a weapon. This is a very unorthodox technique, but like sort of a clothesline, you can really hurt someone, catch someone with. But the most common one, catching someone with a forearm, is your good old spinning back fist. If you don't quite time it right, if you don't hit with the elbow or hit with the actual fist, a lot of the times you just come across with the forearm right to the jaw or to the neck. You're definitely going to get a knockout. So you've got your forearms as well. So already, that's two rare parts of your body, what you can start with in MMA, which you might not have thought of. Your shoulder, your forearm. The elbow is a bit of an obvious one, but also don't forget the inside of the elbow. Right, down to the hands. Now, again, most obvious one, the padded bit, your knuckle. So you've got your knuckle. You can use the hammer fist, so you can use the side of the glove when you're doing the hammer fist. Again, for the ground and pound, when you're ground and pounding, using the hammer fist. You can use your palm for open palm strikes. Again, this is a really good one. If you've got your opponent's back, just say you've got your opponent's back and you're trying to fight for a choke, this is a really good one. Just slapping them in the side of the head, slapping them in the ears, can be really good to make them cover up, to move round, to try and get the arm in, to open them up. Whatever you're using it for, just to make things bloody uncomfortable for them. So you've got the palm strike. Now another one, you have to be careful with this because you ain't got a lot of padding, but when you make a fist, obviously you make a fist like that, move your thumb out of the way and you can use these parts of the knuckle. Again, whacking on the side of the head and the face. I wouldn't like to do a full pelt punch with this because you could end up breaking your fingers or hurting your hand, and especially if you do have that thumb in the way. But you can use them knuckles, like I just showed for the ground and pound. If you ain't close, just rattling off some awkward, horrible little rabbit punches that can be really irritable. And again, where you've got the thumb tucked there, if you tuck the thumb in, you can catch them with this side of the head. Sometimes in MMA you get caught in really horrible, weird positions where you might not be able to quite get the angle of the punch. So all you need to do is just make sure that thumb is really tucked round, and you can just use the outside of the glove where there's hardly any padding and just really rattle off. So, there is the knuckles. Everyone always says try and punch with the top 2 bits of the knuckle. And again, that is probably the most common way to punch with using the hand. But like I said, there are different things you can strike with, different ways of striking with the hammer fist and hand. Right, moving down, knees. Gotta love the knees. Obviously, basically, you've got the point of the knee. You can come in. Again, you've got the side of the knee here. If you're coming out around and coming in with the sides of the knee. So they're basically the 2 main parts you could do with the knee. But if you hit basically anyone, more or less anywhere with your knee, at any part of the knee, it's gonna hurt. Especially if you've got a really good knee you can throw in. So, moving down, just below the knee, you've got the shin. Obviously, we all know about the shin kicks, the old leg kicks. Kicking with more or less any part of your shin there is going to hurt. If you've got someone in close, in the tighter clinch, you can catch them. Again, if you're not going to quite catch them with the knee, you can catch them with the leg. You can use your shin at any point. So working down for the shin. Now, in Thai boxing, you get taught to throw the kick to try and hit with the shin. But you can hit with the bottom of the foot as well. Especially if you're kicking to the body. If you're kicking into the body and you catch with the bottom of your foot, you're further away and you're still going to cause damage catching with the bottom of your foot. So that's another point you can strike with. The other bit, what's obvious with the foot, is the heel. If you're coming in spinning heel kicks, or even just coming up with the heel kicks, you can heel kick to the head or to the body, so you can hit your heel pointed like that. Or you can point your toes and still hit with the heel there, so you're covering up your Achilles. Because you've got to imagine, if you pull in your toes back and you hit someone with your Achilles, you can injure your foot. So just be careful, really try and be careful of that. Try not to hit with that part of your foot, make sure you hit with the heel. So one way you can do, pull your toes back and hit with your heel. Now, you can also hit with a completely flat part of the foot. If you're trying to do the push kick or anything like that, you can hit with a flat part of the foot. The other bit you could do is hit with the ball of the foot. If you're pulling your toes back as far as you can and hitting with that part, if you want to zoom in, my horrible manky feet, hitting with this part of your foot. So if you look at the bob, not the flat, look at my toes. Really digging in like that. You could do really good snap kicks like that, pushing in. And there's a really rare roundhouse kick you could do also using your toes. Coming up and kicking up to the ribs like that. Using not quite your toes, like I said, more that part of your foot. So really try and pull your toes back. Now, the last one with the foot is the bladed part. This part here you can kick with. Again, if you're trying to throw a side kick, instead of kicking with the flat part of your foot, try and land. You have to have really good flexibility for this, but bend your foot and try and land with a bladed part of your foot. So it's almost like a real stabbing motion into their stomach, and that can cause a lot of damage. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, there are many different weapons you can use, different parts of your body. So just bear that in mind when you are fighting. It ain't, especially when you're in awkward positions doing ground and pound, ain't always just about the fists. So many different weapons you can use. Like I said, that right at the start, your shoulders, your knees, the inside of your elbows, your shin, your foot, your heel. So many different weapons you can use. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see a video of 50 different punches, there should be a link over somewhere around here with Bob's head. I'll show you 50 different punches you can use in MMA. Go check out that video.